All right, my beautiful friends. Yes, I am a day early doing this markets a look ahead segment. I totally forgot that I have a meeting which I must attend tomorrow, although the market's closed, so I'm getting this out now. What we're going to do here is put a few things into perspective and look maybe a little deeper into the environment we are in and what we can expect moving forward. It's that simple. Let's back up a little bit before I even get started. This stock market topped out in October. No secret, everyone knows. We are still, despite the rally that we had on Friday, I want to talk about that too, several thousand points off the high. An incredible amount of effort is going into prop up this market again. Our president referred to the precipitous drop in this market from the high as a glitch. I don't know what he actually meant by that, but he did say that. That was his words. Now, let's look a little deeper into that. For those of us that pay attention to these things, this stock market fell faster from its high to when the president issued his buy recommendation. You know how that worked out. You know, he sent his Treasury Secretary to Wall Street, 6 biggest banks, got them in line. He comes out, issues his buy order, 5,000 points, more than 5,000 points off of the high. That 5,000 point drop from the high was pretty intimidating. It really was. It outpaced any drop that we witnessed in the stock market at the height of the last crisis. We were in, I don't know another way to put this, a full-blown market crashing. And again, how do we gauge that? What can we weigh it against to prove that point? Well, if you have, again, an idea of how the market works, you look at the bond market. We had a 10-year yield of 2.55. Very unstable bond market, but some pretty over-the-top intervention was put in place with the buy recommendation, with the Federal Reserve now playing ball to push this off a little further. And I honestly feel like this. I want this market to correct to fair value. I am sure that that's what you want as well. If something were not done at that moment, I think there would have been a full-blown panic if the market peeled off another several thousand points. So direct intervention in this market is nothing new. President Obama did this time and time again. There's no doubt about it. I had hoped that this guy would be a little different, but obviously that's not the case. So just to put a perspective again on what happened here, we were in a full-blown market meltdown. There was direct intervention here from the White House via his Treasury Secretary, from the Federal Reserve to kind of kick the can down the road a little bit further. And we're going to watch how this plays out moving forward. There's nothing in this market now that has any bearing on reality. And that's something else that we need to talk about. So, as we are all well aware, some story was floated out here on Thursday, which got the market to completely reverse. If you recall, all of a sudden there was a rumor that President Trump was going to reverse his tariffs on China, the stock market in the United States. I mean, we went from being in the negative to up over 240 points in the blink of an eye. It literally happened like as fast as you can blink. As soon as this story came out there, it was a shot heard around the world. All the world markets reversed, and this played out to an even greater extent on Friday. Again, more of the same thing. President Trump's going to be backing off on tariffs, and China is maybe willing to buy some more products here, a big number over X amount of years from the United States. But although this did spark a stock market rally around the world, it's not real. There's nothing written. There's nothing that's been agreed to at all. Now, It's interesting. Turn on the news. There's radio silence on this. Nothing. You don't hear anything. However, if you were to do a little research, and I'm going to urge you to do this on your own, look outside the country. Don't look at the news here in the United States, because it's all being engineered to keep you in a box. So start to think outside the box a little bit. China right now is saying that any kind of a deal, despite what we heard on Friday and Thursday, is still way off. We'll see how the market reacts to that when it opens on Tuesday. I think there's going to be more fake news put out here in the United States to prop this up. And there's been no denial at all from the president thus yet that he's willing to make concessions to China with regard to pulling back on these tariffs. We haven't heard a darn thing about what China may or may not do. We haven't heard from our commerce secretary. It's an incredible thing, but that's just the way it is in this twisted environment. But that's what we can expect here moving forward. The market is reacting to rumors. That's how the market always reacts, but this is pretty epic right now. And the market, to me, and I'm sure to you, seems to be pricing in some kind of a mutually beneficial deal that China right now is saying is way off. So there's nothing. But again, it's the mechanism here. You got to keep people distracted. Look here, don't look here. Then ignore it all, just like they're doing right now. Turn on the news. All you're going to hear about is everything else except any kind of a China deal. I haven't heard anything this morning at all, or yesterday for that matter. And I'm sure you won't either. But if you do, please let me know. But again, China's saying any kind of a deal is far off. And we're going to watch how that plays out here. Let me just say this too, moving forward. As most of you know, I get an overwhelming amount of emails from traders and people all over the world. People were literally, and I use this term, foaming at the mouth to short this market. And I was telling everyone, don't do it. Don't do it. We do not have the high ground. For those of you that did pay attention to that, I can say this candidly, that I helped save you thousands of dollars, more than likely. The only position I had, and I did close this on Friday, was calls on Boeing. I rode that through this entire run-up. I did very well, and I will be taking a percentage of my profit and donating it to a charity I believe in, an animal charity. That's what I do. I support animal charities. You all know that. And anyway, so put this whole thing into a perspective here, people. We have a market now that it is the most distorted that it's ever been. And despite every effort to prop it up, and we probably will, I'm not saying we won't, but I would not be surprised to see even greater effort be put in to hit new highs. But that doesn't mean the market is going to continue going straight up, because that's what's happened since the president's buy recommendation, that it was an absolute collusion. And there's no way, I don't care how much you support the president, for which I do, to say that this was not a direct collusion between the White House and Wall Street. It's what it was. And it's nothing new either. This is something that we've been seeing for quite a long time. President Obama did it too. This is nothing new. Different face, same guy. It's the truth. I don't know what to say about that. All right, so with that said, let's see how this plays out on Tuesday when the market opens. Listen for more news. That's all I can say, because right now the market is news-driven. It's headline-driven, and there's no doubt that politics is playing a major role here in this market. But with that said, let's just sit back and watch what's going on here. And even if this market is fist-fed more news that's going to keep it moving higher, nothing goes up in a straight line. Nothing. So I'm not saying to get long and or short here. I still remain I'm neutral here on this market, and I will remain that way for now. That's the truth. And I will, once I change my view, I will post it on my website, traderschoice.net, upper right-hand corner. My Lions corner over there. I love my Lions. I really do. All of you. True. I will see you, Tuesday morning, and it's going to be just lovely.